Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. Okay, I did not prep for this video, but I do know what I want it to do. So now, as you know, I have all these little booklets. Oh, the number is upside down. Well, whatever. So that's pack number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Now I've organized it for the pattern of the white and gold cover. So this is mountains, stripes, flowers, circles, and dots. So I finished the 4 mountain ones, and I'm going to show it to you. Now, because these booklets are small, they're, what is it, 3 by 4. It was hard. I'm not used to doing small ones, and it was hard to think of things I can put inside of it. So these 4, there's 4 of them in pack 1. I just did some just a few decorations. Here I did the lady, and I used the liquid pearls for the 4, like the 12, 3, 6, 9. And I put a frame on her. And then here I did a pocket with this advertisement. And then this was a circle cutout from a kit I had gotten for one of my grandkids. I think it was Valerie's fairy journal. So I used that. And then one of the tickets I made, toll gate, a day ticket. And so the most colorful page that I had added in here is where I took the colors from. Now, I didn't stick only to these colors, but most of it was these colors. See, even this coffee dyed paper I did the stamp on, it is in here. The blue is in here. Here the blue, the pink, well, this is like each one are tied with a different color. This is the pink one. So because this is mostly pink, I call it the pink one. The pink notebook. And so then here I did some pink, a little purple. All you need is love. Now with these papers, they're 4 by 4. And what I did was I overlapped 2 of them and glued them together. Here I have some here I can show you. They're not going to be matching colors, but just to show you. So are they 4 by 4? Yeah, they're 4 by 4 papers. And what I did is I turned one and then I overlapped it. I don't know, 3/4 inch. And then I folded it in half. And then I measured the 3 inch. And then on my cutter, you know what my cutter looks like. Oh, here it is. I have one of these little ones. I have a bigger one too, but this is the little one. So then here's the 3 inch, because this is on centimeters. So the 3 inch, I went actually a little bit less than the 3 inch. I think I went on 7 centimeters because this is actually 7.5. And then I cut it there. But I cut it through both layers. Right? Because this is like this. You fold it. Then you cut it to the 7 centimeters. So then that became one paper for the notebook. And that would be this one. This is the double that I made into one page. And then this is these kind of memo, you know, to-do list you can buy at the dollar store. There's all kinds. You just pick, because you're going to cut off the top and the bottom, because you got to fold it and cut it to size. So all you're looking at is this middle part. Which color do you want to use? The green, the pink. Here the red shows, so that would be a red and white. This is the green. Green, if you're doing floral, it'll work. You know what I mean? So, and then I folded it, and again went to the 7" or 7 centimeters and cut it. Now, some of them aren't as wide. If you look, see here it's the straight, but here it's a little short. And then this other one, this one is the same thing. See, you put it all the way to the bottom, and you see there's a gap. So if you, when you bind it, you could move it up. I think I put mine all down. So, oh, and then this one, what is this one? This is a thicker paper. Where did I get this one from? I can't remember. Oh, it is two glued together. So you know what it probably is? I have a whole bunch of these from my mom. She had a plastic square container with these papers just loose sitting inside of it. It's a type of thing that back in the 60s and 70s, you would have it next to your phone. And then when someone phoned you, and you know, they would leave you a message, or they would ask somebody for somebody in the house that wasn't home at the time, you could jot down a message on it. It was in this little plastic square orange box with no lid. And then it had an opening on the front, so you could just slide your paper out. That's where these came from. Anyways, I had done the same. I had glued two of them together, folded it in half, and then cut it at the 7 centimeters, just like I did, because these are also 4x4. Oh, they're a little shorter than 4x4, but I did the same idea. So that's what this one is. And then this is graph paper. This is this one. Remember these booklets? I had bought a whole bunch. Well, I do have, not this one. I do have one somewhere where I've taken off. Oh, it is this one. There you go. So I took one of these, and then I cut off. See on the top, there's a dark line and then a thinner line. So what I did was I cut right below that thinner line. And then, of course, you measure it. They're right below that line. You make a little mark, and that's okay, because when you go to cut it, you're going to cut it above that mark, because that mark tells you it is perfect size for the notebook, right? Because you've cut it just below that. So this is roughly where it would line up. So when you mark it here, that's a perfect fit. You don't want that. You want it smaller than the cover. So I mark the line, but then when I go to cut, I go slightly over and cut it there. This one I actually had cut a lot shorter, probably because I wanted a short page, but this side is still the same. Like, you still cut this at the 7 centimeters. It's just here, you can cut it shorter, you can cut it longer. Yeah, so then that was that one. And then this was another one that I had done back to back. So it was this one on one side and this on the other side. And then the pink one was this on the other side. See, that side and that side. And remember, one of them is turned over, right? So I made sure I did the pattern on the top, and that behind it was the white with the border. This is kind of like a lace border. And then I did the same with this one. You know, because it was like flipped this way, you know, you're like that. Instead of like this, it's like that. This was the top, and then the back is white. And then I decide after I did that, so you do the cover, you decorate the cover, then you do your pages and you bind it, which I used pink because the theme for this one is pink. Right? Right at the front, I put the busiest pattern. I don't think I did it for all of them, but that was my goal, was to do busiest pattern as the first page, because that is the theme, right? And then you do a pocket, because this is a sturdy cardstock. So I put a pocket on the front and on the back. The pages within, there are some pockets, but you got to remember, you got to use a paper that is thicker. You can't use like this graph paper, or where's that other one I did? Not that one. Yeah, that one's kind of soft. This one, right? That's this one. This is really thin paper. So I did, like, I glued down stuff to give it a little more strength, but you don't want to put a pocket on this. And yeah, and that's pretty much how I did the pages. So cover, pages, binding, then we go into, then we start to decorate. So I added a pocket here, and I added a pocket there, and then I'm like, oh, where else can I add a pocket? So then I added a pocket here, and did I do another one in the front? No. It looks like this one has 3 pockets. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so then once you decide on your pocket, you then find something to put in the pocket. And the ones that don't have, like I did the pocket ones first. So all the pockets, you know, this one was a ticket. It was something I printed offline, probably from the Graphic Fairy. And then this one is a stamp I did on copy dyed paper. This I got from a package of all kinds of stuff like this. They even come with this kind of stuff. Like you can order this stuff from Amazon. So because there is blue in the pattern, I decided I was going to put that in there because it's so much pink. And then this is another one I got from online, a printable. And then these two I made. This was my master board that I had done with stamps and stencils. Yeah, anyways, I had, it's on my junk journal playlist. I had made these papers, and then that was just a stamp, a frame stamp. And then this was a stamp that like a postage stamp that was a stamp, and then I just colored it pink. So I just put the 2 of them on to decorate this. This is a cardstock, the pink with white polka dot. It's a cardstock, and I have a bunch of them here somewhere. And these came from my 6x6 papers. I just cut a whole bunch in strips. And then I cut the strips down and I rounded the corners, and they're kind of like a label. But in these smaller journals, you can use it. See, here it's a little too long, which it probably was with this one too. But what you do is you cut it down, make it nice and straight, and then redo the 2 round corners, because I've got the round punch. So I just had to figure out which I had used on this side, that one or that one. And then I would just do it again, do it over again, because I had to cut it down to fit the booklet, right? But that's all these are. They're just strips from my 6x6 that I cut down into 2-inch pieces, I believe. Oh no, they're 3-inch. So I had cut strips, and then I cut the page in half, and then I did strips. These are 1-inch strips. This is also 1 inch. This is 1.5 inch. Yeah. Yeah, so 1 inch are the smaller ones, and then 1.5 are these bigger ones. And I took, I think I took a few, because if you look, these are different direction. So I probably had 2 sheets of this, and I did it twice, but different directions. See how the stripes are going that way, and this one, the stripes are going that way. Yeah, so that's just your cardstock, because cardstock's also a little bit stronger. So whether you use it for a label on something, you know, you cut it down to half the size, and then you can stick it on it as a label, and then put a word on it, or you use it as a pocket. You know, adjust the size and redo the corners, and you know, this one would go that way. You know what I mean? And you have pretty labels, decorative labels. So that's that. I have a whole bunch of these. So that's what I did on that one. And then I went back to the beginning, and I'm like, okay, I've got those pockets now. And of course, these tags, I put ribbons on. This one I did not, because it's a circle. But there is one somewhere that I think it was in one of the other books. I did not put a ribbon on all of them, but I did on those two. And you see it sticks out, pink and white. It looks pretty. So then I went back, like I said, to the beginning, and I'm like, okay, we got 2 white pages. Let's put something here. And then I had this with the butterfly, and I really wanted to use it. I think this was the last one I stuck in here. Because of, oh yeah, and then, oh no, hold on. No, I just went to stick things in. This was the last thing I stuck in. So I stuck that one in. And then here I thought I'd do sort of like a collage. It's not really a collage, but kind of, you know. Life is Beautiful. I love that one. And I did gold line. Where their black line is, I put gold. And this was another one of the ones I made, just like this one here. Just like, no, that one. I had done a whole bunch. See, I used I photocopied the masterboard I made. I photocopied it. And then on the photocopy, I took my stamp that is the shape of labels. So they're all different sizes. And I just went crazy, and I just stamped a whole bunch of frames. This one was a stamp frame. This one was a label frame. Yeah, and that's one I did. Oh yeah, there was a little bit of tissue paper too. I think I did the tissue paper first. Then I did stamping. Then I did a little bit of stenciling. And then I photocopied it, and then I did the labels. We can do another one if you want. Just let me know down in the comments if you want me to do another one. And then here's a sticker. You know, here are 2 white pages. Even though there's a brown, I thought I'd put one here. This one is a ticket, but I just glued it down. That's another one that I made. That's my paper. And then this was a stamp that I colored in. And then this was one I printed online. Again, probably from the Graphic Fairy. Might be from somebody else. I'm not sure. I don't keep track of who I get them from. This was a store-bought kit with the other kit, like all the others. This was from the old book. The old book that I took apart. That was the part of an advertising or a page decoration. And then this is a fairy sticker from when I did my granddaughter's fairy journal. I bought a whole bunch of fairy stickers. A whole pack. All different colors. So I'm going to be using fairies for a very long time. That's another kit I got from Amazon. There's a few of those in here. That one. That one. You can get them off of Amazon. That one. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of fairies. There's that one and that one. Flowers. I think it was in the same pack. There's all kinds in here. So I'm going to be using fairies for the next I don't know, a long time. Because you could only use so many fairies. But I chose one with purple in her dress and the purple flower because it's on purple. So it's purple on purple. And there you go. And that's the first one I did. Now these are going to go quicker because it's the same idea. It's just different decorations. On this one though, I had put the liquid pearls on the antennae and black. And then I took the yellow one and I did yellow in the center of the flowers. The only thing is it's kind of bumpy now. So they might get something might get caught on them and it might force them to come off, in which case the paper might rip. But I did put some liquid pearls. I don't know if you can see the glitter. This is glittery by itself. Oh yeah, and this is a label that was in a kit with the, you know, whenever I say kit, I mean this kind of kit with this kind of stuff in it. There's all kinds of stuff that comes in the kit. I don't know. I can't find any more here. I don't think I pulled any more out. Only these. But yeah, when you buy those kits, there's all kinds of things that come in at different sizes. You know what I mean? Anyways, and then this I printed online. It's a monthly subscription I'm signed up to. And then here I used one of mine. This again is my paper. I used that for a pocket. And then this was a 4x4 decorative paper that I cut down. And then this is a label I made. And then this is a stamp that I colored. And is there any more pockets? No, I don't think so. I think this one, oh, a side pocket here. So this also comes with that kit. And then here's this one again, just like in this one. But this is a smaller version of this. So I would print this at a certain percentage. And then I'd go back and print it again, either smaller, or I might do it a bigger percentage. And this one would have been on the same as this one because the size are the same. But I'm sure I had or still have this one in the smaller size. There was just a whole page of all different ones. And that's all the pockets. So this one was printed from online, and this is cardstock. This is paper printed offline, like online. Oh, I didn't finish telling you. After all the stickers are done, I would go through it and make sure that I'm happy with everything. Then I pulled out my border punch, and these pages I used my border punch on. So you, like this one, I had started here and then I went all the way. But some of them, I was just toying around with it. What I wanted to do was leave this on this side also. But this is one of the earlier ones I did, and I didn't figure it out yet. So some of them will have the full length of the paper here and here, and it's only punched in the middle. Some will be punched all the way across. Because when this punches, it only punches within this. So you have to line up the holes in the pattern, and then, you know, by sliding the paper to do the whole border. So yeah, I was toying around with it. I wonder how the other side turned out. There should be another one like that. Oh, I did it on this one. Oh, this one I only did it once. So it punches two every time it punches. And I only did once. I didn't do like over here and then another one over here. I just did the one. Anyways. And then I looked it through and decided whether I was done or not. And I think I'm done. Here's another fairy sticker. These are blank pages. Here's another one. Oh, this is a printable. And then that. And then that I left. Here's a couple of stickers, blue on blue. Oh, this is coming off. Needs to be re-glued. But at this point, it really doesn't matter because it's now stitched in. So it doesn't matter if they start coming apart now. They've held long enough that for how long I needed it to. This is the best day ever. Another fairy and a butterfly. All purple. Purple on blue. Or is it supposed to be blue on blue? Might it's supposed to be blue on blue. This sticker is not that good. Some of these stickers aren't as good. And I'm going to have to go under it with some, that white glue, art glitter glue. Just to push it down to make it stick. But yeah, I picked a color of a butterfly that matches them. So it's something they notice. They're both looking up at the butterfly. It's like, these are my flowers. Go away. Sometimes it's fun making stories around what you did. And then there's that. Did I explain? Yeah, I did. Okay. So here is another. This is the one. It's a ticket because it has the corners cut. But I did not put a hole in a ribbon because I thought that was too pretty to put a hole through it. And then this is something I printed from online. And then this is another one. It's my stamp that I colored. The flowers were, I actually colored white. I don't know if you can see that. The flowers are white. So that's number 2. That's the red one. So we got the pink and the red. And now we do the yellow. It says dream. And this one, because there was nowhere to put the liquid pearls, I decided just to do a bunch of sporadic ones all over. So I have a 4x4 cut down as a backing with the blotches. And then I put the disc. And then I put dream. And then I went with the liquid pearls and just blotched all over. Not on the sunflower or the butterfly or dream, but like on this paper and the background on this one. Oh, and the writing is angled. I didn't realize that. Oh, well. I just did white liquid pearls blotching all over. Oh, this one, from one dot to the next is a line. Oh, well. It's all good. All right, so here, oh, this is 3. So this, the background here, the yellow and the green, is a 4x4 paper that I cut down. And then I put my label on top. And then I did a flower sticker. So 1, 2, 3 layers. Now these papers are kind of flimsy. They're not cardstock. They're just paper. So the fact that I put a sticker on it, my label I glued on. So there's the glue and the label, and then the sticker makes this a little stronger. So it's better for a pocket that way, right? And then this I printed online. This is another one I colored, this time yellow flowers because it's yellow. And then this is printed online. And then here I did with the 2 sides like I wanted to. Except I messed up the middle. But you know what? Because it's the middle that got messed up, you can't even tell it got messed up. You would think that is the border punch. It's this, and then in the middle is something more fancy. But it's actually a boo-boo on my part. I thought that was pretty cool. And then yellow birdie and butterfly and flower. And then that and that. I used this. Oh, I don't even have it in my pile. Can you tell I buy a lot of these to-do lists? I don't even have this one in my pile. I think I only have a few of these left. Yeah, I don't see any anywhere. Huh. It's not one of the ones I pulled out. So, yeah, I only have a few of these left. But this is another one of those to-do lists. Like these guys. To-do lists. You get them from the dollar store. You know, just pick one of every pattern or you know, 2 of a couple that you like. Yeah, so This is a yellow one, so it's kind of not matching. But sunflower, because it's the yellow, right? The sunflower. Postage is actually another one from this kit. It might have been from a sticker kit and not paper one. It might have. It's a sticker kit because it looks like a sticker. And then I put a butterfly and another sunflower. See, this one is that on one side and that on the other side. And then I did the lace over the whole thing. And I kind of feel with this pattern and then this lace, it's kind of vintage. It's just missing the coloring of vintage. Yeah, because it's blue and white, right? There's yellow, blue and yellow. Where's that other one? Maybe it's back here. Yeah, there, see? That should have been on the front instead of the yellow, but whatever. It's blue and yellow, this one. All right, so let's keep going. So there's that blue page. I love that one. Oh, so beautiful. And then this one, yeah, that's the one. I did the whole border. And then here I added a fairy with another thing that came in a sticker pack, just like the other postage one. This was a printable. Printable, I mean online. And then there's that and the graph, the lines, and that. Another fairy. This, like I said, is a 4x4 paper that I cut down. I glued on Smile. And then this was one I made in the past with cardstock. And then this was a paper pattern. And then I put a sticker of a flower over top and I put on the word hope. So there's the cardstock layer, the paper layer, the sticker, and a word. Then I put a grommet and a ribbon. I made this, I think it was last year, early last year I made this. Or it might have been the end of the year before, I'm not sure. And then there's another fairy. This is a printable. And there you go. This is the yellow binding. So this is the yellow one. And then this is the brown one. This background is again one of from this pack. Just look on Amazon, embellishment packs or journaling pack. No, not, I don't know. Embellishment packs, I guess. That one came with this one, I believe. And then Dream, a definition. Oh, I had bought a book on words and definitions on Amazon. This was in my first year of doing this, which would have been 2023. I discovered it. And it would have been either end of 2023 or early last year, 2024. And another fairy. And then because, of course, I have to do my liquid pearls, I did 5 dots here. There's nothing here. Oh, yeah, I did dots up here. 3 there, and then 5 under the word dream. But it's not very glittery. The cover is more glittery, but whatever. And then here I took that blue label again, a sticker. This was a printable online. And this was my monthly subscription. And then this one is the owl. So blues and browns, which is why it has brown. I think I emphasized more the brown. And then here I only punched it once. It's not quite centered though, but whatever. You know what you could do too is you could do it like this half, this 3/4, and leave this and use this like a tab. Could. All right, what do we have in here? Mushroom. Oh, there's another pocket here. That's my monthly subscription. This was a printable. Okay, leave this one a little higher. Oh yeah, you can't see the fairy. All you can see is the wings. Anyways, and then this is another one of the kit. You actually get a lot in the kit. This is from the kit too. And then that's a sticker flower from a sticker kit. Here I did just the middle. Here's from the sticker kit. That's a 4x4. Sticker kit. Label from the paper kit and the sticker kit. And then here's from the paper kit. Oh, that one's crooked too. Huh. I could have cut it down a little bit on either side too. It looks like it's just fitting. That was from my monthly subscription. And that was one that I did. No, that was an online. Is that everything in here? I thought there was another one. Oh, I thought I had 3 in there. Oh well. Yeah, so that one was online. There's a sticker. And then here's another one of those. I have to cut it down. You know, one of these guys. This one I cut down too. Why did I choose? Oh, this was folded. Oh, it's because I was thinking of putting tabs on it. Put a couple of tabs. One in the middle. I don't know. One just before the middle. One just after the middle. And just have 2 tabs sticking out. I may do that on the next one. I don't know. Anyway, so that's online. That must be online also. Yeah. So then that's that one. So those are the 4 I did over the last few days. I'm really slow at doing these. I have my paper still here, and I'm sure I've showed it a few times. I added a couple of things here. Fussy cut ads and postage stamps for embellishments. Anyways, so I like keeping this here. So then when I do it, it's like, okay, I just put the pages in. Now what do I do? Pockets, tucks, and windows, and belly bands. So then I'll decide what I want to do. And then ephemera. All right, so then I pull out stuff that goes with the theme. And, you know, and I just take it from there. And then I decide on the final touches, dangles, string of beads. I was thinking of putting beads on here, but I didn't want to put another hole. And this would be, well, mind you, you know, it'd be hard to, I'd have to have 2 holes here to wrap it around, because how, you know, like these are so thin that if I clipped it on the front, it would hang down the front. So, you know what I mean? Like I decided on these little ones, I'm just going to experiment and have fun with it. And, you know, when I'm done the 20 booklets, then I'll, you know, then I'll think about it. So those are the first 4, the first pack of 4 that are done. I got 4 more packs. Another thing I was thinking of trying is, you know how I made a whole bunch of these? I mass made these and I got tons of them. Here's how to make it. It's from a 6x6 paper. So I made a whole bunch of them. Like, look at this. I got tons and tons. Like, even some whimsical one. I could have put this in for the yellow one. You know what I mean? But what I'm thinking is, what else? Like, I did these, and I'm like, what else can you put in a small journal? You want writing spots, right? Because this is something I see as you throw in your purse, and then when you want to jot something down, you have it, right? Or if you want to add things to it, you could add some little family photos or something that you want to remember, and just have it as a memory book on your nightstand. You know, you can't sleep at night. You just, you know, look at the memory book. I was thinking that would work too. All right, so, well, I'll explain it to you on the next one. But anyways, Number 2 is next. So we're going to do these next. And I put the flap down and I check, and it does fit. The only thing is, if I'm going to use this, I can only use one per booklet because it's going to add a lot of bulk. Remember, this is 1, 2, 3 layers, sometimes 4 where we overlapped it, and then this gets overlapped. So right here, there's 4 layers of cardstock. So if I do put one in here, and I might only glue it down on 2 sides, have a pocket, but then I can have a tuck spot here, and then maybe add something like this behind it, right? These are labels for clothing. Ooh. Here, from Walmart. A label. And these are other labels. All I did, they have a round hole. See how I have the long one? I've got the hole punch for this. So what I do is I cover it with paper on both sides. Then I take my long hole punch and make the punch over their hole. And then I just decorate it because now it's paper. This is shiny. So you need to use like a silicone glue, or maybe our glitter glue would work, but you can't use a glue stick. So you cover this, or if you want, you could sand it down and then anything would glue even with a glue stick. But anyway, so see, now this is paper. Now I can glue anything I want on here to decorate it. And then, like I said, I could just stick it in the back, put a ribbon on it, you know, have it stick out a little bit on all sides, like that. Wouldn't that be pretty? Then you'd have all your pages, and you'd have a pocket in the front. So, like I said, this is really thick. So, I'm toying around with the idea. Mind you, this is pretty thick too, because it's a label, right? I might be better off just like using this kind of label. And don't decorate the back, just decorate the front. Like I could put an angel on here. There, and it's decorated. Put a ribbon, and then you can stick it in. But I'd have to find something small to stick in here. Like that. But then once it's glued down, when you grab something out of it, you know, like you almost want to put it in like this. And then it'd be easy to take out, because you don't want to open this too much, because then it might separate the glue. So these are all factors you got to think of when you do these. Like, yeah, you can stuff them to the gills, but you want it to be usable too, right? So anyways, there you have it. I am going to do number 2 and number 3 and number 4. I'll get as much done by the end of next week as I can. Like I said, this I've been working on for the last 2-3 days. Minus one day in between that I went to see the doctor. So I'm going to try and do 2, 3, and 4. And then the end of next week when I come back, I'll show you what I did. And then I might do a video doing number 5. I might. Because I'd like to do a video on, like, not just showing you. I know showing even gives you ideas. But I'd like to do one with you, and you could see my thinking process. But I am really, really slow. Like, I take my time. I'll work on this for an hour or 2, and then I'll go and do something else. Maybe load the dishwasher. Maybe make dinner. Vacuum the floor, because my floor gets a mess with all my cuttings. You know, whatever. I don't sit like for more than 2 hours at a time. Like even 2 hours is rare. An hour, hour and a half. Sometimes I'll just sit here and watch some videos for an hour, and then, oh, I got to get back to this, you know. So, hey, when you're retired, there's no rush. Anyways, I hope that was all in focus. That's one of the things that every YouTuber worries about when they're not looking on the screen at what they're focused at. They hope that everything they did is within the screen, right? Yeah, it's another thing here. I was thinking of maybe pulling some of these sheets out. The only thing is that I have to cut them down. This one might not be too bad because I could cut it here. And then here, here, here. You know what I mean? But some of these are like, how do you cut that down? Just cut out the word rides. You know. Some of them are hard to cut down. So I pulled them out to think about it. And then this is also dictionary words. And it's also writing pages. Yeah, so I pulled that stuff out. I have some writing pages too. Maybe I'll put some writing pages on number 2. See how that looks. I pulled out some words and quotes. And there's some words I did. This one says, do what makes you happy. You know, short sayings. There's love, inspiring. I don't know. Anyways, that's my little baggie. There's 3 snack bags inside of a sandwich bag. And the 3 snack bags are words, quotes, and sayings. Or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, there you have it. I will wrap this up. I still have my stamps out. Oh, I did pick up some foam from the dollar store. So we're going to try stamping on the foam for the bigger ones. The smaller ones are fine. It's the bigger ones that I was struggling with, I think. I have to go back and look at that video. But anyways, yeah. So I'm going to try... I'm going to definitely repeat what's in here. Not everything, though. And I'm going to try and add some more different things to this one. Maybe next week I'll come back and show you this one. And start on this one. I don't know. Maybe I'll put pages in all of them. And then do the cover with you guys. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see me come up with cover ideas, or you know, do one of the booklets with you. Or I was thinking, because there's so many, I would do these 3 on my own, and then this one I could do with you. I am working towards figuring out how to do a contest, because when I send out the booklet, I need to have a return address on the package. And I don't want to give my address, so that means I have to pay for a P.O. box. I still haven't figured out. I know what I want as a logo, but I need somebody to draw it out now. Where did I write it? It's basically my mat with a book, like this kind of book, that is open on the desk, with a pair of scissors on it, and then a plant, a couple of plants, and then some colored pencils. Something to that effect. Because I do plants, because I love my plants, and I love journaling. So basically that's my channel, right? Everything else is like extra, it's lifestyle. But yeah, so I just got to find somebody, get a hold of somebody who does designs. Hopefully they don't charge too much, because I'm not making any money on YouTube. So, and I don't have an income. So, yeah, there are a few steps. My logo, sticker designs. I still want to get business cards. I want stickers that say, do what makes you happy. You know, just start trying to figure it all out. So in the meantime, I figure we'll just make journals and, start with the smallest, work our way to the next size, bigger, 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 bigger. Just make a whole bunch of journals. And when I have it all figured out, then I'll decide which ones, and we're going to do a contest. But yeah, we'll see. If anybody knows anybody, comment down below or send it to my email directly. It's AngelikasJournal without the apostrophe, all one word. AngelikasJournal@gmail.com. Just like my channel name, but at gmail.com, and no apostrophe, no space. It's all one word. All right, if you want to message me, if you know people. If you don't, cross your fingers that I figure this all out. And I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. And remember, do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. Take care, everybody. See you next week.